Auburn Blitz is now on the air, your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello again, everyone, and good Tuesday afternoon. Welcome into this, another edition of the Auburn Blitz. I am Andy Graham alongside Randy Lee. Will be with you for the next hour, as always, taking your comments, taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of Auburn athletics. Appreciate all of you out there being with us today. Kind of a rainy day outside. I'm glad to be back. Good to see you, Randy.
Glad to have you back, Andy.
Always good to be here. It's kind of things have kind of slowed down a little bit in the recruiting. January 18th, that being tomorrow, is kind of the last day for enrollment. If you're going to bring guys in, they're going to be able to participate during spring practice. So kind of a big day today and tomorrow. And once that window closes, you can still sign. I mean, you still bring guys in, still commit, whatever, but they won't be able to go through spring. So you got a lot of guys, at positions of need that are going to be able to come in and do that, and that's going to be able to develop some camaraderie and some chemistry on the football team because you're bringing in so many new guys. But interesting looking back and doing a column last night. I didn't really think about it, but in the last 2 years, Auburn brought in 9 guys each year through the transfer portal, and so we've got 12 now. So 18 guys the last 2 years, and I was it'd be interesting to look back on this and see how many of these 12 are productive. Because you go back and look, and we had some that were Ikuliota, Marcus Harris, Demetrius Robertson. You had some of those guys like that were very productive. Mm-hmm. Then you had guys like Dreshen Miller that were total misses. So it's like recruiting. Regular in high school. Some you hit, some you miss. But it'll be interesting to look back at this class or these 12 guys and see, as far as Hugh Freeze and his staff, are they better evaluators? Because will these guys come in and be more productive than those guys?
Well, there's hope, but there's also hope that you don't go out there on the field and not have the 85 scholarship limit filled in. You want to talk about something that makes no sense to me is why in the world you wouldn't fill all of those spots in. And those out there would go, well, you don't just want to waste the scholarship. Waste the scholarship. You don't know when you're wasting one or not.
Right.
It's kind of like being a salesperson. I've had a lot of salespeople that I've either been involved with or hired over the years, and one of the conversations I have with them was, I don't know which one's going to be the next $100,000 a year sale that you're going to get, but I can tell you which one's not. You not picking that phone up and calling somebody, or you not walking in a business and asking somebody for some business. And it's the exact same premise when you're talking about having people on campus and filling out allotments and questions that we've had with offensive linemen over the years. I can tell you one way that it won't work out for you is not to have enough Bo's and Joes in the room that you can play with.
That's for sure.
And we haven't.
And we haven't. No. But we're going to. We've brought in some this year that, and again, you bring in a guy from Tulsa, you bring a guy from Western Kentucky, you bring in a guy from Eastern Michigan. But it's the best of those schools, and are they going to be able to compete in the SEC and not only compete but thrive in the SEC? Are you going to be able to open holes? Are you going to be able to protect? Robbie Ashford, I know Brett and David talked about that yesterday about what would it be like for Robbie Ashford if he is indeed the starting quarterback again. The ideal situation is you want to be able to run the ball when you want to and not when you have to. Auburn has had to. Auburn quarterbacks have had to run the ball before their lives for the last I can't remember when.
2018.
Okay.
That pretty fair assessment?
I think so.
2018 was, I mean, it was awful. I mean, you were coming off.
2019 was a decent year, but still, I mean, you know, there were problems.
18 was a major issue.
Yeah.
17, you're coming off. You got Jarrett Stidham coming back, and expectation level is high. And man, he has no protection at all when he's getting chased all over the field from the moment the gun blasts. And we haven't had a lot of difference since then. But you go back and you look at the recruiting rankings on the lines of scrimmage, and that's been about where we've been. Not necessarily both lines of scrimmage, because we did bring in around that time frame good defensive linemen, but especially the offensive line standpoint. So look, things are looking up. I got more confidence in Hugh Freeze than I did Brian Harsin. I probably sat here a couple of years ago and said, well, Brian Harsin's won a lot of football games, and we got to give him some time, and I hope that he goes out there and gets the right guys. And we got to guess that he has a better eye for talent, especially on offensive line, than Gus Malzahn did as we were, throwing darts at him, and then you didn't know how bad something actually could get. Luckily for us, we're Auburn fans. We've dealt with Auburn basketball for a long time. We realize that just because you've got one terrible coach doesn't mean you can't go out there and hire another one equally, if not worse. We watched that with Tony Barbie. We got that in football, so let's just hope Hugh Freeze is the answer to the Tony Barbie and we get a Bruce Pearl on the opposite side. And signs are pointing in his favor the way that they're working right now. That's
true. Speaking of Bruce Pearl and this basketball team, you and I didn't have a chance. This is your first day on. This is my first day on. Auburn does get a win over Mississippi State. Opened the season 4-1 in SEC play, which is where we want to be.
Yes.
It wasn't a great, game. But I look, I thought about it this morning, and we keep thinking, we keep talking about this Auburn basketball team. We keep talking about the deficiencies that they have and this and that and that. How about let's spin it another. I could spin it another way and say this team is finding ways to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this conversation way back, in the off season when this season started, and Auburn won that game against Northwestern. They won the game against St. Louis, and I was having a conversation with a friend, and I said, 10 years ago, Auburn would have lost that game. Would have lost those games by 10 points. 10 or 15 points. The culture, that Bruce has created and has instilled into the program is that they expect to win. And that goes a long way. I mean, you got to have, same in every sport, you got to have the guys. But this team has a mentality that they're going to find a way to win. And, right now that is, I think, what's put them over the. That's why they're 4-1. That's why they're 14-3. That's why they're the number 16 team in the country right now. They're not the most talented team in the SEC right now. They're not the most. They're certainly not the best scoring team in the SEC, but they continually find ways to win.
I don't know what else you could say that you didn't. I mean. Who as an Auburn fan is going to argue with what you're getting here? Enjoy the wins this year.
Yeah.
Hey, it may end up being 10 of them in the SEC. We may go 10-8. We may make another NCAA tournament with a team that we go back and we look and we see that Traore and Westry and those that we expected so much out of, we got nothing. And I hope we do get something at some point, but we're getting something out of players that I had already kind of written off. And Alan Flanagan. Jalen Williams has become a player that he's met and exceeded my expectations for him. He had his moments over the last couple of years, but right now we're getting consistent play out of him. And his shooting from the perimeter is a lot better than I thought it would ever be.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with this team. Now, is it a championship contender? I mean, who am I to say that it's not? They can get it going with the best of them. Wendell Green can have great moments with the best of them when it comes to guard play. He could go out there and give you 25 when needed. Are you going to get it consistently? No, I thought you would get it consistently from Janai Broome, but he goes and he has a down night and we still find a way to win. So yeah. I'm thrilled. Look, I told you a couple of years ago, we could go winless in SEC play, and I'm not sure you can get a negative word out of my mouth. I've been an Auburn basketball fan for a very long time. I know how bad it can be, and it's very good right now. Let's put it that way. When you're 4-1 on a down season, buddy, you better count your blessings.
Yeah. Let's go to the phone line.
Caller, you on the Auburn Blitz.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
Good, Charles.
Do y'all think Auburn's going to be the next TCU?
In what respect? Like to
go to getting all these good recruits and got a new coach and all that.
It could. I mean, certainly, was TCU the next Auburn? Going to the championship in the first year of Sonny Dykes, kind of the same way Gus Malzahn did in 2013. Could it be that? Could it be that quick of a turnaround? It could be. Certainly, Auburn has had history of doing that.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charles. We appreciate it. Am I counting on it? No.
Are we going to end up in the national championship game next year? I wouldn't count on it. But with Auburn, who knows?
You can. I think that's the reason coaches and so many keep buying in. When coaches can't hang on for very long, they still keep buying in because they know it's a championship program if driven the right way.
Correct. Hope you get our first break here. Don't go anywhere. We're just getting started on this edition of the Auburn Blitz.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen-printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC, 205-229-0234. Call owner Eric McKenzie now to get your free quote now. 205-229-0234. Concrete Basement and Walls, LLC.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra 4x4 crew cabs discounted up to $9,250 off. New GMC Acadias up to $6,250 off. And new Buick Enclaves up to $6,000 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. About 45 more minutes left in today's show. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. We are brought to you each and every day by Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every year on their home mortgage. Give them a call today, 256-397-0248. They are closing loans in about 15 days. They are always looking out for your best interest. Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Got some comments coming through. Get some of those. Jim says, with the portal closing tomorrow and not opening until May after spring, Auburn made a big push for a transfer QB. Are you guys concerned with not getting an extra body in the QB room?
I'm not concerned right now at this very moment. I think that if we started fall camp without another body in there, I'd be a little concerned. It's not that I'm questioning whether our starter has the goods to be successful out on the field with Hugh Freeze and staff coaching. No, I'm kind of leaning in that direction that we're in a good spot there, a lot more than I was last year. But I do feel that there needs to be someone back there pushing. I do feel that you've got to go get someone that's got some experience to see if they can come in and push and maybe win the job. And then if something were to happen to Robbie, that you'd have somebody that's got some snaps in them, especially with the transfer side. Now, it's just totally different than what you and I grew up with. You know, what you and I grew up with, you go get a quarterback, and he may sit over there like Damian Craig for 3 years, and then you get them in there, and then they start for 2 or 3 years, depending on whether they redshirted, and that's kind of par for the course. You didn't expect them to have snaps and be new to the game, but in the transfer portal, no, you really do. It's a little bit like the NFL. You got to go get somebody that you may not think the ceiling's quite as high, but is good enough to get you by when needed.
I remember, you know, when Terry Bowden was here, the idea, the stated idea was we want to have a guy start for 2 years, and we want to have a guy learning for 2 years, and then every 2 years, some guy takes over.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work. That won't work today. You can't do that today.
Well, first off, the quarterbacks wouldn't hang in there that long.
That's what I mean.
Not the ones that would come, maybe the ones that would come to Auburn, but you definitely couldn't do that with the ones that go to Georgia and Alabama.
No.
Not if you're recruiting at that level. They aren't sitting around for 2 or 3 years. They're just not going to do it because there's been too much success with guys that haven't done that.
And you've been successful with those guys leaving and going elsewhere.
Sure. So, from Auburn's standpoint, though, Jim, yes, I do think we need somebody in-house that's got some experience and has put solid numbers up at maybe a smaller program, and we're giving him a chance, and he does a little pushing on Robbie at some point, because there still is that doubt in my mind that Robbie's going to have the accuracy to be highly successful in the SEC. I have no doubt from an athleticism, arm strength, all of those things. And the reason I was so high on Malik Willis was anytime that we saw him in there, yeah, you would hear the accuracy, but, I saw him in a spring game just throw the ball on the money time and time again, and we still didn't give him a chance. And then Bo would go out there, and he wasn't very accurate, which has changed, by the way, since he's left Auburn. But nonetheless, I do see it with Robbie, and he'll miss bad at times. So
I'm hoping those bad misses were the inexperience part of it.
I hope so.
And the pressure part of it.
Because I really do like him. I don't mean to say that in a negative way.
But he needs to. Well, he played like a freshman. His demeanor, his attitude, his at times, his all that kind of the mental part.
His
of
emotions, he would show.
Emotions,
he'd wear them on his sleeve, and
that
would
needs
carry
to
him
get
over to
better.
the sideline, and would carry him with the players. And there was a lot of back and forth at times. And I have zero confidence in TJ Finley, so that ship has left.
We get into these things where we assume a lot of things just because it seems blatantly obvious to us. What if TJ Finley comes back? Then you got three quarterbacks in that room.
I'd still think we need to go get another one. I have no confidence in TJ Finley, and I don't know enough about Holden Gurner to have an opinion.
Okay.
Saw a lot of Sawyer Pate in high school. I was high on him. Clearly, that hasn't really turned in anything. Jim's high on the kid, the Colvin kid from Mountain Brook, and he's a preferred walk-on like Pate was. And watched him, called his state championship game. All of these kids I can buy, but, there's a reason that they aren't getting offered big-time scholarships. Can they be the diamond in the rough that you find? Sawyer Pate put up PlayStation numbers at Thompson. I think he had 51 touchdowns to 3 interceptions his senior year. It was Mr. Football in the state of Alabama. And if I didn't say his name right now, would you know his name?
Pate.
Would you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he was.
Okay.
I would know who he was, but most people wouldn't.
Most people wouldn't. I'm even trying to figure out if you would.
Yeah.
That's how little I think that people like that are talked about. So you really can't count on that. I think John Colvin's the kid at Mountain Brook. I think that's his name. And I think we need to go out there and get somebody with a couple of years' experience from a smaller school, yes.
Yeah.
Because Hugh Freeze has also shown that he can coach the guys that aren't quite as versatile as Malik Willis was for him at Liberty. He can coach the guy that's back there and kind of a pocket passer type that's spreading the ball all over the field. And I think that those guys are probably a little bit easier to find to be mediocre to above average than the ceiling poppers that are versatile and moving all over the field. And I think we need somebody that you can just lean on and say, well, I think we're going to get a pretty good play out of him this year. Am I wrong? Is that not what you're
No, I think you're right. Nathan pretty much says the same thing. Have y'all heard anything about picking up a quarterback in the portal? And is TJ Finley going to be part of this group? I think, look, again, the assumed idea is that TJ Finley's going to graduate and then move on in the spring. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. A lot of things can change day to day. Got to take another break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Growing your business isn't just one thing. It's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Frontline Outfitters provides all your aftermarket parts for your cars, trucks, and as well as your professional tinting solutions for auto, residential, and commercial buildings. Frontline Outfitters also handles vinyl wraps, spray-in bed liners, truck accessories, LED lighting, paint correction and detailing, and much more. Make sure Frontline Outfitters of Alexander City is your first call for tinting and aftermarket solutions. Call us today, 256-409-8100.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Building Supply and Home Center is just around the corner in a brand new, convenient location with a wide selection of grills, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. The new store offers more home improvement items along with other helpful conveniences like a drive-through lumber yard and our Best Rewards program, making it an ideal destination for do-it-yourselfers and professional contractors. Get ready for game day on the plains by stocking up on all your Auburn tailgating gear at Russell Building Supply and Home Center.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just a few more segments left in today's show. Thank you so much for being with us today. We're brought to you every day by Russell Do-It Center. They got 10 locations around Central Alabama for all your building supply, home decor, tools, whatever it might be. Go and check out Russell Do-It Center today. You'll be glad that you did. Again, when you look at the transfer portal right now, what Auburn has brought in, I said they've got 12 guys committed right now. Where do you think is Auburn satisfied the majority, all of their needs? You know, we talked about the quarterback. That's one of the things. One of the things I was concerned about was linebacker. Auburn, since, you know, over this past weekend, they brought in Austin Keys from Ole Miss, and they brought in earlier Demario Tolan from LSU. Now, you look at those guys, neither one of them is, I mean, it's not like we're bringing in a guy that led their team, with 85 tackles, and but both these guys are young, and the Tolan was just a freshman at LSU, and from the people at LSU, I think this is one of those guys where they were very disappointed that he left. I don't know a lot about Keys. He's got good size. He's got good, athleticism. 39 tackles in limited play. He's got some experience in the SEC. That's a good thing. But you add these two guys to what the Auburn's got in their room right now, how much more comfortable are you at the linebacker position?
A lot more. Warm bodies.
Yeah.
I know it sounds wild, but when you're as deficient as we were at linebacker going into last year, it was the conversation you and I had a lot in offensive line, and knew that this year, after you lost all that you had from a starting standpoint on the offensive line, you better go get warm bodies. I think we did as good a job as can be expected within a month of Hugh Freeze being there. How good are these guys? Probably not very good. How good are the guys that they're trying to compete with? Not very good. Do I think that Auburn in the SEC is going to be the TCU of college football next year? No, I don't think that. But I think we're going to be competitive. I think that's something to be said when you're behind the eight ball as much as this Auburn staff was with the players that we had returning. And I heard Jason Caldwell say that to Brett during our interview on Friday. This wasn't like you had to go out there and try to fill some needs. These were necessities. Like, you had to have humans in there to try to play, a lined-up tackle football game, and you didn't have enough offensive linemen to make that happen. So, I think that we filled in the gaps that we needed, and I think that signs are pointing the way that these guys are out on the road again today. I like what they're doing with their social media. Like, we know Cadillac's in Birmingham. People want to see Cadillac. Saw several responses back, tweets back, like, where are you going to be? I'd like to come over and, I'm ex-writer for ex-paper or publication. I'd like to come cover where you'll be. And there's plenty of places to be there. And, then we got ex-staffer over in Mississippi today, and they're telling us that. This is a whirlwind compared to what we had before. So, Andy, we got a long way to go. That's what I'm bracing you for, but I do think that we're doing the best that we can.
Well, the good news is the schedule is much more manageable next year.
Yeah.
You bring in Vandy on the schedule. You go out to California. That's your big road game. That's your big out of conference. You go into Cal. If you can't beat Cal, well, I say that, you're not very good. And we may not be very good. But we got a chance to be a lot better, I think. And like you said, filling the needs that you're filling. Bringing it, and I like the way they're doing it, especially on the offensive and defensive lines. You're bringing in guys with experience that have played elsewhere. They may not be, again, I'm sure these guys are not going to be confused with tremendous, players. But I go back and look at Marcus Harris. Was he considered all-world at Kansas? No, but he came in and competed and has done really well at Auburn. Marcus Bragg at Western Kentucky, considered a good player at Western Kentucky. He was a good player at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
So, that translates. I'm hoping these guys. But I look at it on the offensive and defensive line. You're not only bringing in guys with those, but you're bringing in a junior college guy as well that's got some experience, but he can learn. And you're bringing in freshmen, dynamic freshmen like a Keldrick Falk. You're bringing in offensive lineman, Connor Liu, Tyler Johnson. So you're bringing in, layers of guys, some guys that compete immediately, some guys that can learn and can fill in, and then some guys that can possibly, if they need it, redshirt, or they could come in and start if they're good enough to do so. So you're giving yourself options even within the options that you're bringing in. So I think to me, it's just so.
It's refreshing.
It's just so nice.
Well, it's refreshing to be seeing the effort. I got to give them an A at this point.
Yeah.
Overall, and communication-wise and effort-wise and evaluation-wise, none of us will know until play is out there on the field. But giving ourselves a chance to not be humiliated next year. I mean, we had, with what Brian Harsin left, it was kind of like that first year in for Bruce Pearl. Especially without Tank coming back and some others that kind of could make a splash out there. But you remember that first year Bruce Pearl comes in, man, he literally has to go get guys on their last leg to come in and try to put a competitive team together. And Hugh Freeze is coming into that situation at Auburn. It's not a very talent-rich team. Like, who's a potential All-SEC player that was returning for this Hugh Freeze team that Brian Harsin left? Name me one.
A potential All-SEC?
All-SEC caliber player.
I think maybe the running back.
Just Hunter?
Just Hunter, maybe.
Okay. Anybody else?
Probably not.
So,
I don't. None. DJ James, maybe.
Oh my God.
Somebody doesn't jump off the page.
No.
No.
No. He's okay. That's like him trying to decide whether he was going to come back to Auburn and go to the NFL. I mean, some of these, I'm like, well, really? Really? Yeah. This is being discussed.
Yeah. We got to take a break. We'll be back with more of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
WAXC TV3's Basketball Game of the Week is presented by Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC on the Columbus Parkway in Opelika. Get ready to smile. Catch game replays on WAXC TV3 and on our Roku app. Games replay Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. and also Saturday and Sunday at 6:30. Catch the replays of these games airing now from Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika and WAXC TV3.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill in Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Brubaker Motors in Montgomery is the largest and fastest growing used car dealership in the River region. You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker. It's better at Brubaker.com.
Brubaker, 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 Brubaker.
You can absolutely get a better buy at Brubaker.
BREWBAKER. BREWBAKER.com.
It's better at Brubaker.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Andy and Randy here with you. Just a couple of more segments left in today's show, brought to you each and every day by Big Fish Real Estate. For all your real estate needs here in the Lake Martin area as well as down there on the coast, give them a call today, 551-BIG-FISH, or look them up, bigfishlakemartin.com.
Andy turned my stomach during the break, and
that's what I hear from.
He wanted to know my thoughts on how many national championships Kirby Smart would have during his tenure at Georgia. Over under a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts? He's been there. How long has Kirby been there, by the way? Those that are out there that have easier access to their phones than I do right here. I mean, he's been there 6 years and won 2 national championships. If my mind's right, we're 1-6 against Kirby Smart during his time.
Well, if we're
at
1-6, he's been there 7 years.
Well, we played him in the SEC championship.
Okay.
Though. Same year.
Yeah, okay.
So I may be off a year there somewhere. It may have been his 7th year here, but so he's got 2 in 6 or 7 years. And how many do you think? I mean, where would he go? That guy's not going anywhere, is what Andy said.
I don't think he's not an NFL guy. I don't think he'd go anywhere. I think he's a college guy. I think he loves Georgia, and I just don't think he's a good fit there. But I said you give him 20 years at Georgia, and you said you were confidently over 5 national titles.
I think that if he's there 20-plus years at Georgia, he'll win 5 or more national championships.
He's off to a good start.
He's off to a great start. He's played for 3. It took a second and forever. Touchdown pass from Tua to Devontae Smith in the left corner of the end zone to win one of them. Or he'd already have 3 during his tenure there, and this is coming from a school that we all love to pick at. But now, you know, it's just become second nature for us to lose to them. I never thought I would say that in my life, but that's kind of where we are.
He said he has been. Jim says he's been there 7 years. He's 81-15.
So he's 1-7 in 8 tries against Auburn. We won that one game in 17.
Yeah.
Auburn's won 2 times, 3 times, and we won 10, 13, and 17.
Yep.
So we won 3 times in the since 2005.
Yep.
Okay, so going back to 2005, we've played 17 times, so they're 13-4. Well, we've played in the SEC, so they're 14-4, 14-3 since 2005 against Auburn.
Sounds about right.
Did you ever think that would happen?
Nope.
Not with them. So you ask, you know, what is the one thing that could change that moving forward? And it's Auburn. If Auburn
we got to raise our level. We can't count on them coming down.
And us raising our level up to anywhere near where theirs is will hurt them.
Sure.
You know, if we won 40% of our games against them, it would hurt. Now, expanding the playoff scenario with more teams, it won't hurt as bad. But right now, a loss to for either one of us in that matchup's a major storyline every year. For us, unfortunately, it's about every year. The ones that it hasn't been is the ones that we've played for championships, had a chance to play for championships, and it took wins against them to do it.
it starts with this year. I mean, it starts with Hugh Freeze. You're not expecting that. Ty says that he is predicting 9-3. I asked you what would be a great season for Hugh Freeze in this. You said 9-3.
Sure, I think that 9 wins. Auburn does have a schedule that we would like to have every year when we have a pretty good team, but I don't think we really know what we've got. But I do think 9 wins would be a big-time coup. You do get Alabama at Jordan-Hare, and for whatever reason, we seem to play them off their feet when we're decent at our home. So if you told me we beat Alabama this year, I wouldn't be overly surprised with that.
Can we be decent? That's the question. And it's going to come back to quarterback play. I mean, you got all these other now at Auburn right now. It's all these other pieces as well. But I like the running back room right now, especially if you add Jeremiah Cobb, which everybody expects that will happen. I like the wide receiver room. I think there's some talent there. I think some really good looking guys. But it comes back to the defensive and the offensive lines of scrimmage. And all these guys that we're bringing in, are they going to be upper SEC level? And I just don't know if that's the case yet. And Robbie Ashford, I don't know if he's upper SEC level. I know a lot of people. It's kind of weird. Maybe this happens at everywhere, and it happens with multiple, different kind of players. But at Auburn, it seems like you got, half of the fan base really likes the quarterback, and half the fan base looks at him and goes, "We can't win with this guy." So I don't know. I'm on the fence, really. I like Robbie. I'm like you, but I looked at him last year, and there were moments where early in the year he made throws that I thought, I said, well, there's never been a better throw. And that one, people keep talking about the one in the Alabama game. Okay, well, that's 2 or 3 throws. Can you duplicate that? I'm not sure you can.
Completion percentage last year doesn't show.
It's atrocious.
Yeah.
You cannot win in the SEC throwing 50% of the pass, completing 50% of the passes. It ain't gonna happen.
No.
So, and Bo Nix, you can get 59% can get you 9 wins on a good year, on a really, really good year. But in order to get to that 10, 11, 12, you got to have 65 to 70% completion. Can he do that?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Not real confident.
I don't either. We got to take a break. Don't go anywhere. Got a few more comments we'll get to when we get back right after this.
Hey guys, this is Nate Paz with Airport Motors.
I'm Connor Branch with Fairway Auto Brokers in Opelika, Alabama.
And this is your first ever Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz.
That's right, Lake Martin. Airport Motors and Fairway Auto Brokers is teaming up for the very first Lake Martin Summer Car Blitz. Make sure to check out either website for the very best selection of pre-owned luxury trucks, SUVs, and sedans in East Alabama. Get pre-approved in minutes online and make sure to use the keyword Summer Blitz in the comments section for $500 off internet price. That's keyword Summer Blitz.
Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our Best Rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Need that boost to get you started in the morning or help get you through a long day at the office? Alex City Nutrition is your answer. Alex City Nutrition, located on 2nd Broad Street in downtown Alex City, offers meal replacement shakes, post-workout shakes, extreme rebuild products, and a vast array of loaded teas that offer focus, energy, and build up your immunity and overall health. Want to buy in bulk? We now offer your favorite flavors by the gallon. Come by Alex City Nutrition today or call 256-496-8284 to begin your journey to great health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the final segment of the Auburn Blitz on this Tuesday afternoon. Thank you so much for all of you out there being with us today. Jim, let's see, I had one more comment I want to get to. Jim said he's 8-2 in bowl games and playoff games combined. Kirby, that is. So, yeah, he's still pretty good.
Yeah, things have gone pretty much in their favor. You know, if there's one thing that we can, end on a positive note, it's this schedule for Auburn basketball.
Right.
It really is a nice open to SEC play for a team that needed to kind of find themselves and get a few players, playing at a higher level like Allen Flanagan. But you look down and you look at the next 8 matchups for Auburn. Now, I want you to tell me out of these next 8, how many you think Auburn's going to win. They're at LSU tomorrow night. That's at 6. This is an LSU team that could have been beaten by 80 to Alabama if Alabama wanted to keep the pedal to the metal on them. We're at South Carolina. That's coming up on Saturday, 2:30. Texas A&M's at home next week. Then we're on the road at West Virginia. Georgia at home, at Tennessee, at Texas A&M, and then we get Alabama at home. So the first matchup against Alabama this year will be at home. So your thought, that's 8 matchups coming up. How many do you like in Auburn's favor?
I think Auburn, how many should they win or how many are they going to win?
Give me a reasonable number of what you expect them to win.
I think they could go 5-3.
I do too. Auburn goes 5-3, and now only 7 of these matchups are SEC games.
Now the trick is that 5 of the next 7 are on the road.
Yeah.
That's going to be
– But they're good. Other than that Tennessee on the road, I like all of the matchups on the road.
You like West Virginia?
No, I don't like us necessarily going over there and winning, but I'd say it's 50-50.
Okay.
This is not like a top-tier West Virginia team.
They're not.
So I'd say it's just as winnable as going to Texas A&M. I'd say if you don't go to LSU and win, it's your own fault. That's not a good ball club.
I would agree. I mean, look, LSU, they opened up the season, they beat Arkansas, and everybody went, woo. Turns out Arkansas is not great.
Yep.
And LSU has gotten worse as the season and just got absolutely humiliated, like you said. That will hopefully knock some confidence off of them. But if Auburn goes in there and gives them confidence, then certainly they could lose that game. But I agree with you. Look, you go on the road to LSU, it's hard to say in SEC basketball, back-to-back road games where you expect to win both of them. You got to expect to win both of these.
I think you got to win the LSU game. If you do lose the South Carolina game and you won the LSU game, then you're decent. Now you need to hope that we can go win that. Win one of the two. Get Texas A&M at home. Got to like our chances there. At West Virginia's 50-50. Get Georgia at home. Got to like our chances there. Yeah. Go on the road at Tennessee. Don't like the chances there, but this is a Tennessee team that just lost to a slightly above average Kentucky team.
We have competed very well against Tennessee since Bruce Pearl's been in Auburn.
Agree. Then you're on the road at Texas A&M, and then you get Alabama at home. And look, when you get Alabama at home, you're right. You're knocking on the door of 30 consecutive wins at Neville Arena. Alabama, I'm glad that we're not playing them this week. I'll say that. Give me a couple of months with them. Let's see if they can cool off a little bit, because right now, and let's see what other teams show on tape to slow them down. I can tell you what won't slow them down is not getting up in their grill on the three-point arc.
No.
You let them guys sit out there and shoot 20 of them a half, and 8 of the 20 are open looks like they had against LSU on Saturday. I mean, Brandon Miller he was 5 feet clear on the three-point shots. He didn't shoot one contested in the first half. Did you watch that game Saturday?
I didn't get a chance.
Thank the Lord above you didn't, because it would have turned your stomach.
Yeah.
But my point is, all they did shoot threes. You know that you could feel it going in that they had no confidence LSU from an offensive standpoint, if they're hitting at all, could keep up with them. And but they're open threes, Andy, and that concerns me. And I really don't believe in Auburn at home, we're going to give up a lot of open shots to Alabama.
I wouldn't think. I mean, that's going to be our best shot to just really D up on them. But have you ever seen a game that you can recall where one team hit 11 threes and one team hit no threes, and it was a 6-point game?
No.
How is that possible?
No.
That's just, I mean, that's
just thankful it happened.
I mean, it's odd, but again, Auburn's finding ways to win, and you look at it and you look at that and you say, well, that's just, I mean, you know, that's in terrible. It shows you how bad Auburn played, but really, I don't know if it does or not, but it's
the concerning stat.
The
concerning stat from this past weekend is turnovers for Auburn. I thought we'd clean that up.
Yeah.
You know, in the 2 previous SEC matchups, Auburn had 18 turnovers combined. We had 8 in one, 10 in the other. We have 20 turnovers against Mississippi State. Now, that's just not a number that this team, I feel, can come back from, especially if Broom's only getting 6.
They're the first thing that's really pressed us, though.
Yeah.
Then you're going to have some turnovers when teams press. And Mississippi State's, they're pretty good at that. They were a lot better defensively than I thought they were going to be coming into the game. Got a lot of length and a lot of athleticism.
You're surprised where Katie Johnson is currently.
Yes. Where is he? I don't know where he is.
It's not a lack of effort.
No, it's just not.
It's just gone.
It's just not. It's not happening for him right now.
Very disappointed, because if there's ever a group that would take advantage of 12 points from an off guard like that, it would be this one. I just don't think he's going to get back to that level, but luckily I didn't see Alan Flanagan turning the corner, and he's turning.
Yes, he's gotten better. Of course, he had 7 turnovers, too.
7 of our 20.
Happy birthday, Muhammad Ali, James Earl Jones. and Kid Rock on this day, the 17th of January. He's Randy Lee. I'm Andy Graham. So long for now, everybody. We'll talk again soon.